Now, WLOX presents the Friday Night Football Showdown.
After one of the most unusual summers in recent history, we didn't think we would even be here, but even a global pandemic cannot stop the tradition of the South, which is high school football, and we are all better for it. South Mississippi, welcome back to the Friday Night Football Showdown. I'm Josh Berry, and he's Michael Dugan, and Mike, football is back.
Back indeed, Josh. A little different than what it normally looks like, but we made it.
That's right, and before we get started, a round of applause is in order for our crew here as we were honored by the Associated Press for taking home second place in the high school football program category for the 2019 AP Awards. It's truly a testament to our commitment to the viewers to give you not just the best sports coverage here on the coast, but the teams we have the privilege of covering. So second place in the APs, not bad, but in the words of Ludacris, we're coming for that #1 spot. We start things off in Moss Point, where the Tigers have one of the most talented rosters they've had in years, featuring Deuce Lee at quarterback and uncommitted four-star receiver Larry Simmons as they take on Ocean Springs, where the Blake Pinnock era begins. First play of the game, Deuce Lee drops back, avoids the pressure, throws deep to Chanton Millender, who has nothing but green grass ahead of him. His mama calls him Trail. I'ma call him Trill after this 80-yard touchdown reception to kick off the 2020 season. Deuce Lee's like, we're not done, we're not done. Here comes Brayson Hubbard, the sophomore USM baseball commit, getting the start for OS. He rips off a huge run for the first down on the quarterback keeper. Next, he shows off the arm, connecting with Torian Kelly for more yardage on the play. Blake Pinnock liking what he's seeing from the young man, but the Greyhounds couldn't convert on that drive, but Ocean Springs would end up victorious 26-15.
Let's go to the other side of the coast. St. Martin making the trip over to St. Stanislaus. The Yellow Jackets have the longest opening night win streak, tied with Gulfport at 7, but the Rocketshaws looking to snap it on their home turf early. Pooch kick to open the game. St. Martin not ready. Trustin Northington falls on it. Stanislaus gets in field goal range, but the kick is no good, so we remain scoreless. Jackets now with the ball. Here's a fun fact I learned about Micaiah Hebert today. He does his laundry on Fridays. Look at that spin cycle from the quarterback, gets it into Rocketshaw territory, and then just a few plays later, gets the snap, scans, tucks it, takes off. Look at the speed on Micaiah Hebert. Outruns the entire defense for the touchdown, the first of many big plays for that young man. The Rocks score 21 unanswered, though. They win it 21-16.
Now, where have you seen this matchup before? Oh, yeah, that's right. Just last year, Gulfport visiting the team that ended their 2019 season, Oak Grove, Class 6A runner-ups the last 2 years. Cade Barnett scrambles and avoids the sack, finds Cortland Harris just standing in the end zone. Mike, touchdown, Oak Grove. Warriors jump out to an early 7-0 lead, and we'll keep building off that momentum. Oak Grove keeps it going. Barnett hands it off to Harris, who takes it up the middle for the touchdown. 16-0, and we're still in the first quarter. Gulfport will get some points on the board with a 19-yard field goal, but the Warriors can't be stopped. 3rd and 12. Barnett connects with Tyrell Pollard for a 52-yard touchdown pass, covering ground there. The Warriors up 23-3 at the end of the first quarter, and they roll to a 52-29 victory over the Admirals.
Long Beach's lone victory last season came against tonight's opponent, West Harrison, where the first game was homecoming. Rachel Weaver crowned West Harrison homecoming queen. Visiting Bearcats look to improve their win total, with former Ocean Springs handman Ryan Ross now leading the way. Long Beach offense ready to strike early. Charles Starita finds Amaru Jones, who works his way into the red zone to set up a Bearcat touchdown. And later in the first quarter, Long Beach builds on that 7-0 lead. Ajiren Brooks takes the handoff, finds running room, and he scores. Bearcats up now 14-0. It took a while, but the Hurricane defense settled down. Hunter Gartman breaks into the Long Beach backfield, picks up that huge sack, but too much for West Harrison to overcome. Long Beach takes this one 21-12.
Up in Poplarville, the reigning Class 4A runner-ups were originally supposed to play Biloxi for their season opener until COVID-19 took that away from them. Now they'll face the reigning 3A champion Jefferson Davis County. Early on, Gregory Swan gets the ball and runs for a touchdown. Rumble, young man, rumble. 6-0 Hornets. The run game sure to be strong again this season. Jeff Davis ball. Drew Arnold. Hey, Arnold hands the ball to Malcolm Hortzog, who weaves in and out of people before being taken down. Arnold looked like he was going to throw it here, but ran a little bit instead, and then was taken down by a swarm of Hornets. Jeff Davis hangs on in a low-scoring affair and wins it 13-6. You thought that was it? There's plenty more where that came from. Coming up on the Friday Night Football Showdown, we'll head out to our game of the week, George County versus Pascagoula.
Plus a playoff rematch between Pass Christian and Purvis. We'll be right back.
There's no better place to be than sitting on your couch right now and watching the Friday Night Football Showdown. Welcome back.
One could argue, Josh, there was no better game this evening than George County at Pascagoula, so let's not waste any more time. Let's send it out to Bill Snyder, who was there for all the action and the thrilling finish. Bill?
Hey guys, so the lights are out, but the party is not over in Pascagoula. During the game, head coach Lewis Sims looks at me and says, you know what, we've got some sophomores. They're playing hard. We're not out of this. And as you're about to find out, they were certainly not out of it against George County. Everyone's masked up and ready to go, so let's do this thing. Early on, defense and special teams dominated. Jace Prater's 45-yard field goal for George County blocked and up in the air. The Panthers stop a drive and get the ball. A little bit later, the teams exchange turnovers, and George County turned control over to M.J. Daniels. He goes 11 yards, number 11 for 6. It's 7-0 Rebels. Second quarter, it's M.J. Daniels right up the seam to the house, 10 yards out, 14-0 George County. Now next series, the Panthers respond in a big way. Keeleon Powell to Houston Johnson over the middle. How about a little social distancing? Houston, we've got a touchdown, 80 yards to the house. Then, for a little extra love, Parnell on the 2-point conversion, sneaking it, heading to Anderson's Bakery on Market Street for some goodies. 14-8 Rebels at halftime. The Rebels got a third quarter touchdown to make it 21-8, but from there on, it's a Panther party. Fourth quarter, Goula's run game takes over. Kayvon Barnes dragging folks in for the touchdown, and 2 more for good measure, and it's 21-16, and it's on now. Big play here for George County. They can ice the game in the fourth quarter, but the pass incomplete, and Goula takes over. They run it, they run down the clock, and they grind it all the way down to the George County 1. Then on 4th and goal with 11 seconds left, high drama here, Kayvon Barnes, cash. They score it, they get another 2-point conversion. Don't call it a comeback. Goula takes it 24-21. So guys, that's the first game of the week of the year. And if this is any indication of how 2020 is going to go for high school football, we're going to have some fun out here. In Pascagoula, Bill Snyder, WLOX News Now.
Thanks, Bill. We're looking forward to more action just like that. A rematch of the biggest win in Pass Christian history from last season was on display tonight.
Absolutely. The first postseason victory ever for the Pirates came against Purvis just last year, and tonight they battled in week 1. Pirates looking for a repeat of that game last year. We pick up just before halftime, Purvis driving, but the pass defense would have none of it. Xavier Chamberlain and Andrew Mitchell all over the quarterback. Now on 4th down, Tornadoes going for it. Hunter Robinson, great touch as he drops it into to Tucker Shows for the first down. Now the Pirates in need of a stop as the clock winds down. But J.D. Entrikin plows his way inside the 10, and then Robinson finishes off the drive by fighting his way into the end zone to make it 20-7 Purvis, a 2-point game, and the Tornadoes would roll to a 33-21 victory.
Michael, it's rivalry time as Van Cleve and East Central battled it out in Eric Collins' first game as Hornets head coach. Year 2 for Kevin Fant, as he has one of the best quarterbacks on the coast in Christian Kell. Van Cleve marched down the field in their first possession with DeJon Bilbo taking it in to give the Bulldogs a 7-0 lead in the first. Van Cleve then doing it on the defensive end, forcing a fumble on a punt return to give them great field position. And that led to another touchdown by Bilbo. On a short carry, off tackle, a missed PAT left the score 13-0. East Central finally got on the board early in the second quarter with this 16-yard touchdown pass to Samuel Wells. East Central came back, don't call it a comeback, in the second half to win 31-29.
Pearl River Central looking to hand Summerall its 5th straight home loss in opening week since 1957.
Ooh, before we were all born.
Exactly. Early on, it's a reverse to Destin Coleman, and Coleman gets inside the red zone. Look at him go. Just sneaks inside the 20. Soon after, Coleman says, "I'm a hardworking young man. Let me finish what I started." He gets his way into the end zone and gets the Blue Devils on the board. Summerall, however, would respond. Tyler Daniels gets the pass. He outruns the defense and gets his way into the end zone. Back and forth these teams went, but Pearl River Central, they feel good, opening the year with a 14-6 victory.
Great game. Hancock trying to break their streak of 4-7 records the last couple of seasons against a Gaucher team that has won its last 4 season openers. Hawks just 2 years removed from a 10-3 record. Gators up 12-7 in the second quarter. Caden Irving, not Jordan Irving from last year, rolls out the pocket like ludicrous and finds a receiver who gets a foot in bounds for the completion. Next, Irving finishes the drive, finding a wide open Tyrese Cumbitz, who snags it out of the air for 6. Gators get the 2-point conversion and go up 20-7. Later, Irving with a failed punt attempt as the Hawks block it and recover to take over at the 50-yard line. Hopefully they'll use this as momentum to get going, but as soon as Samaje Robertson tries to run for it, Jalen Leverett is there in the backfield for the sack, and Coach High could not be happier. Gaucher takes the game 35-14 over Hancock.
Don't touch that remote. Don't even think about it. The Friday Night Football Showdown is far from over.
Coming up, can Iberville sneak out a win against Wayne County on the road? Find out when we return. We've reached the fourth quarter here on the Friday Night Football Showdown.
But there's still a couple games to get to, one of which up in Waynesboro. That's where we find Iberville tonight against Wayne County. According to Matt Stats of Coast Football, 13 Coast teams have played the War Eagles since 2004. Only 3 came out victorious. Will the Warriors be next? Certainly looked like it early on. Dwight Williams gets the screen pass to Justin Wally. Look at that Minnesota speed, rowing the boat up the sidelines, gets it to the 30-yard line. Later, Warriors getting closer to that end zone to open the game. Williams in the shotgun. Look at this nice toss to Kenneth Irving, and look at that toe touch. That's a catch in the NFL. He gets those feet inbounds, and then they finish off the drive. Williams reaching into his pocket, finds some loose change, pulls out a dime and throws it to Justice Davis. Great catch for the touchdown. Warriors look ready to roll this season. They win it 28-21.
A huge victory. Last but not least, St. Patrick playing host to Clarkdale. The Fighting Irish were shut out by the Bulldogs 32-0 for their first loss of 2019, looking to return the favor in 2020. Like their band, the Irish offense was rocking, already up 13-7 in the third quarter. Adam Ritter connects with Landon Peterson for the first down. The Irish keep on marching. Jaden Turner takes the handoff, cuts to the outside before being tripped up. Coach Bailey making all the right calls in this game. Ritter lays up the pass for Peterson. Again, he puts his head down at the goal line and scores. Coming up with 6, St. Patrick led 20-7, and the Irish win it 33-14. Let's look at some scores now across the coast. Resurrection, Bogue Chitto. Resurrection comes out victorious, and also Harrison Central winning big over South Pike 34-16.
Picayune, another big season in store. Perhaps they take out Meridian 30-20. Poplarville falls just short against Jefferson Davis County.
Looking at Ocean Springs and Moss Point again, Ocean Springs getting the upset over Moss Point, while Hancock falls to Gaucher 35-14.
Long Beach and West Harrison. Long Beach wins that one 21-12. St. Patrick, you just saw them, 33-14. Big win for the Fighting Irish.
St. Martin, it's the battle of the Saints. St. Martin and St. Stanislaus, but St. Martin, the Rocketchaws, come out on top 21-16 and pass, unable to beat Purvis again like they did last year in the playoffs, losing 33-21.
Game of the week, and rightfully so. Pascagoula with that thrilling victory over George County, and East Central, another thrilling victory, 2 points there over Van Cleve.
And now we go to Iberville in Wayne County. You just saw the highlights. Iberville getting a huge road win there, 28-21 in Gulfport, unable to beat Oak Grove. They're now 0-10 against Oak Grove, Mike.
One more score for you. Pearl River Central 14-6 over Summerall.
And now we're going to toss it to our play of the night, heading back out to Dantzler Stadium, Moss Point, where we witnessed this beauty of a pass from Ruben Deuce Lee to Chanton Millender. The first play from scrimmage, an 80-yard bomb to open the game up for the Tigers. One more look. Take that and rewind it back. There's a reason why Millender was a 1,000-yard target last season, and Lee threw for over 2,000 yards, but unfortunately, they would not get the win as Ocean Springs would win 26-15. Now, how was yesterday's game? Because you actually were at USM. How was that game?
That's right. The atmosphere was interesting. You wouldn't really be able to tell that there was, any sort of restrictions going on. So.
Understood. And I hear that Ole Miss are charging $55 a pop to have cutouts of fans at their stadium, social distancing and things of that nature. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for Good Morning Mississippi.